Yeah, so now I've got a texture on the character. I can really see the flat edges over here from the smoothing groups. So I'm just going to collapse our stack so that we can get these groups to work out properly instead of having a line down. I'll show you. So that's not going to affect our unwraps, it's just going to mean we can't make any more changes on this. So I'm going to be selecting by polygons, and our nose sticks out nice and well, but we've got an entire flat side of our face. So I'll select the entire head. Because we want it all to be smoothed out the same way. Make sure I don't select any other polygons on my model. And we'll have a real pointy nose in its own group for the moment. And down here, we've got smoothing groups. So if I put all of these into the same smoothing group, you'll find that if it lets me zoom out, it's smoothed out those edges to try and align the normals around the edges of our polygons so that they're the same. As you'll notice, I've kind of left some bits on the bottom of the head, which I should move those polygons in, but yeah. This doesn't add any polygons, unlike the Mesh Smooth and the Turbo Smooth. This is just changing the normals on your polygons to make them look smoother. Yeah. So now I've got all of them in smoothing group 1. We can go across to our hand, give it its own group, and we'll say it's smoothing group 2. So now you can see that the normals are changed to try and shape the hand. It's because even though our fingers are still basically rectangles, to try and make them look more rounded. And once again with our arm, instead of being all faceted, we can go and select it, and we'll just put it in smoothing group 3. Or we could put it in smoothing group 1, as long as it's not touching smoothing group 1, it shouldn't make any differences. But you'll see that the arm's now looks a lot smoother and not faceted. And we could do the arms at the same time as the torso, I'm just not going to. So we'll go 4. We'll get the hand, put it to, it's already in smoothing group 5. So just already give it smoothing group 5. Except when now we'll just get our torso. Now, because it's connected to a bunch of other smoothing groups, and we want it to connect to the arm smoothing groups, which we remember were 3, 4, or 2 and 4, I don't quite remember, but we'll figure it out. We'll just select all of these polygons, making sure we're not missing any. We'll put this one in group 6 because the last hand was group 5. But we'll also put it into the ones which our arms were, which should be groups 4 and 3. And so it smooths out with those groups as well. And so now you can see that if we didn't, there'd be a giant seam at the edge of the arms, which there isn't because I managed to remember the numbers they were connected to. Now, our pants. Looks like a giant Lego man at the moment because they're not smooth. We can probably do them both to the same smoothing group. I'll just use a new one to be reusing them. And our shoes could probably be a bit smoother as well. And for all purposes, they could possibly be in the same group. So now we've got a character that looks a lot more rounded using smoothing groups without adding any polygons to the model.